In today's video, we need to spotlight the most hype man in the NFL this year. When was the last time Aaron Donald wasn't at the top of a ranking of the NFL's most outstanding defensive linemen? He's been at the top of this position peers rankings for some years, garnering first-team All-Pro honors every year since 2015. It's only appropriate that we discuss what makes him soar above the rest. Let's go. Honestly, his performance in the 56th Super Bowl was something you had to witness. The Rams led the Bengals 23-20, with 43 seconds remaining in Super Bowl 56. Someone had to make a play to secure the franchise's second Super Bowl victory, and head coach Sean McVay had a reasonable solid notion of who that someone had to be. The head coach revealed that he knew Aaron Donald would make a play as soon as the Bengals lined up in the shotgun. McVay was being recorded as the event transpired. This didn't validate McVay's predictive ability. When you have Aaron Donald on your defense, making plays is always part of the plan. And as expected, the NFL's most passable defensive player delivered. No IDL had more sacks than Donald's 19. No IDL had more quarterbacks hit than his 15. No IDL had more quarterback hurries than his 75. And the fact that Donald also led the league in IDL stops with 58 tells you everything you need to know about him. He can't stop the run. Aaron Donald's free to do anything. It's his universe, and the rest of the NFL is simply a spectator. We could choose any number of plays to demonstrate Donald's dominance, but few stand out more than his sack against the Cardinals in Week 14. Donald is positioned outside right guard Max Garcia, tilted. At the snap, Donald shoves Garcia into quarterback Kyler Murray, who attempts to escape but falls and braces for the inevitable. You can ask Elijah Mitchell of the 49ers, who had to deal with Donald leaping 3 gaps on a stunt to cause a 1-yard loss in Week 18. How effectively Donald plays the run. We can't say we're surprised to see more of Aaron Donald in the coming years, since we're not quarterbacks, running backs, or offensive linemen. It's not an exaggeration or cliche to claim that we won't see someone like him for a long time. Unquestionably, his statistics testify to his greatness. Donald could thank the Los Angeles Rams for making him very rich. He became the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL this year, and that's a feat we all want, right? In 2021, the 6'1" defensive lineman dominated opponents again, racking up 25 quarterback hits and 12.5 sacks. He kept his most memorable plays for the NFC Championship game and Super Bowl. Donald is the top NFL player in 2022 and one of the finest defensive players in NFL history. Touchdown Wire is the latest source to rank the top interior D linemen in the league, with the usual suspect at the top once again. There are other outstanding defensive linemen in the NFL right now, like Jeffrey Simmons, Cam Hayward, and Chris Jones, but Donald is head and shoulders above them all. Since 2016, he hasn't had fewer than 11 sacks in a season, and he's never had lower than an 8 in a single year. He has 98 sacks and 150 tackles for loss in 8 seasons, which are incredible stats for a defensive lineman. Even if he retired today, which he isn't going to do after receiving a contract extension this summer, Donald will be regarded as one of the finest defensive players of all time and a certainty for the Hall of Fame on the first vote. No surprise here, we're convinced Aaron deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. There isn't any specific criteria for someone getting inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That being said, based on who has and hasn't been enshrined during the last 50 years, it's reasonable to infer that certain factors are considered by voters when deciding who should receive a bronze bust and a gold jacket. Following Arnold's career and successes in the NFL, we think he'll have the highest chance of being enshrined in Canton after his career is made. Based on our understanding of some of the unsaid criteria used to choose who gets into the Hall of Fame, based on statistics, accolades, and teamwork, he's ticked all boxes for success. As we mentioned before, Donald has already accomplished enough to be considered a Hall of Famer. He has 3 Defensive Player of the Year titles, won the Defensive Rookie of the Year award, 8 Pro Bowl choices, and 7 All-Pro accolades. He has firmly established himself as one of the NFL's all-time great players by guiding the Rams to victory in Super Bowl 56. And Brady can't help but admire Donald's workout, too. Tom Brady and Aaron Donald have met 5 times, with 3 encounters occurring in the last 2 seasons. In games versus Donald's Rams, Brady is 151 of 238 for 1,508 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, with Donald recording 12 tackles, 2 sacks, and 6 quarterback hits. The Rams have won the last 3 meetings against Brady, who led the Patriots to a 26-10 victory in 2016 and a 13-3 victory in Super Bowl 53. Outside of Tampa Bay, the rest of the NFL was ecstatic when Brady announced his retirement, only to have him reverse his decision after 40 days. Donald made some vague comments about retiring after winning his first ring. Still, the Rams sensibly ended the season by awarding a 3-year, $95 million contract extension that makes Donald the highest-paid non-quarterback in the NFL history. The duo will face again on November 6th in Los Angeles. On the Dan Patrick Show, Brady hilariously mentioned that he followed Donald on Instagram, but watching his workout regime and discipline has made him rethink if he was better off retired. He also added, "He's a beast." No doubt, Brady, no doubt. The GOAT's friend Gronkowski has consistently praised his friend for his discipline and ethics, so for Brady to say this about Arnold is worthy of appreciation. With an uncle like Aaron, we too would want to follow in his footsteps. Aaron Donald had a stellar collegiate career, which helped propel him to the first round of the 2014 NFL Draft. He recorded 59 tackles, 28.5 tackles for loss, 11 sacks, and 4 fumble recoveries in his senior season. He recorded 66 tackles for loss and 29.5 sacks in 4 seasons. Elliot Donald, his nephew, has followed in his footsteps and is presently enrolled at Pitt, where he plays defensive line for the Panthers. He was a redshirt freshman last year and didn't see much action, but the 6'2", 270-pound defensive lineman's future seems bright. Aaron and Elliot recently volunteered at the 210s camp for high school prospects, and the Rams defensive lineman had high comments for his nephew. When questioned about his nephew, Aaron just sang his praise. He described himself as a strong man with a great work ethic. He trusts he'll rise to the summit and achieve his dreams. Donald believes that he continues to work hard, put in the effort, and learn from his coaches, teammates, and everything, but he simply needed to keep growing. If he does, the sky's the limit. Elliot only appeared in 1 game as a redshirt freshman last season, allowing him to keep his redshirt year. As shown in the interview, he seems large, standing next to Aaron, with a comparable physique to his uncle. He's not as strong or as ripped as Aaron, but then again, only a few guys in the NFL are. Having Aaron on his side is a great advantage, and it should only help Elliot realize his full potential in the coming years. Indeed, Bobby Wagner is thrilled to be playing behind Aaron Donald. Few players in the NFL have the same impact on a game as Rams superstar Aaron Donald. In a recent appearance with the Pat McAfee Show, new Rams linebacker Bobby Wagner stated why he's thrilled to be playing behind a disruptive player like Donald. He expressed his eagerness to play with him. The linebacker revealed that he'd been watching him from afar and understands how much of an edge he'll have with a guy like Donald on his side. It'll relieve him of stress while also assisting him in improving his gameplay. Consider the following scenario. Aaron Donald goes the outside route against 2 blockers on his way to the backfield. As he sets up the line of scrimmage, the running back pivots and moves inside to replace the space vacated by now full speed for Donald. That might have been 7 yards and a first down in the past. Now, Bobby Wagner, who meets the running back in the hole and dumps him like a rock for little to no gain, is waiting with bated breath. Is it too far-fetched? No, we don't think so. Wagner has never played in a defensive environment when he wasn't the offensive game plan's major focus. In the Los Angeles Rams defense, he'll get to play mop-up at the line of scrimmage like he's never done before. While we don't expect Wagner to establish an NFL record, we believe the pairing of Donald and Wagner will benefit both players. Anyways, that's a wrap for this video. Is Aaron your favorite player too? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.